when I was a child, I remembered emphasizing a truth of what I said by making a sign of the cross on my neck, followed by folding into a cross my index or four fingers together. And then it is accompanied by the words, "Totoo talaga." Totoo talaga, oh, totoo talaga. That demonstrate that what I just said is really true. What I saw is true. What I heard was the truth. In adult terms, we call it an oath, panunumpa. And an oath is not only an oral declaration of truth, but it is accompanied by a hand gesture. No? Alam natin kung tayo ay manunumpa, itinataas natin yung ating kamang kamay. And then, our left hand on the Bible. Raised our right hand, our left hand on the Bible. In the Old Testament, remember that only Jewish males can swear or make an oath. And so in the times of Abraham and Moses, the hand gesture is not raising the right hand. The hand gesture is bringing one's hand underneath a male person's genitalia. That is how they swear in the Old Testament times. And that is why the term for it in Latin, testes, means in English, witness. You witness to something that is true or truthful. We find this in the book of Genesis. In the 24th chapter, Abraham asked his head servant Eliezer, you make an oath. Put your hand underneath my thigh. Choose a wife for my son Isaac from among my kinsfolks, not from among the Canaanites. Nanunumpa si Eliezer dahil yun ang dapat niyang gawin. And the second instance is in the 47th chapter of Genesis. And there we find Jacob asking Joseph, you make a swear, you make an oath, you swear, do not bury me here in Egypt. Bury me in the land of my ancestors in Canaan. Kaya yun ang ginawa ni Jose. Nanunumpa siya. Saan niya inilagay yung kanyang kanang kamay? Sa ilalim ng hita ng kanyang tatay na si Jacob. Everyone makes an oath. School children are called to recite the panunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas. The Pledge of Allegiance, ako ay Pilipino. Buong katapatang nanunumpa sa watawat ng Pilipinas at sa republikang kanyang sinasagisag. Before persons assume a public office, that person is inducted into it through a swearing into office. I, so-and-so, having been elected so-and-so, do solemnly swear that I will consciously, faithfully discharge to the best of my ability the duties and responsibilities of my office. Athletes recite their oath of sportsmanship. Those to be married, their marriage vows or promises. Kaming mga pari, ang mga obispo, may panunumpa rin. We swear, we abide to promises, to keep two promises for diocesan or secular priests. At the time of ordination, the promise of obedience and the promise of celibacy. Wala po kaming vows Para sa mga relihiyoso po yan, the vows of chastity, obedience, and of course, faithfulness. Kaya dito malalaman natin poverty, obedience, chastity for the religious, promises of obedience and celibacy for the diocesan clergy. Kaya tayong lahat may panunumpa. So in a word, an oath is a formal promise to fulfill a pledge, often calling on God as witness. And that is why at the end of the oath taker would say, "So help me God." So in essence, the oath is the time when we call on God to be our witness, that God will testify to our truthfulness, to our honesty. So an oath is very binding, and its offense, either by perjury or fraud, is punishable by law. An oath compels us to be truthful, to be honest. Tingnan ninyo yung ating ebanghelyo ngayon. Tinawag ni Jesus yung mga eskriba at mga pariseyo na mga manlilinlang, mandaraya. But Jesus did not use the word liar to call out the Pharisees and the scribes. He used a word in ancient Greek theater, hypocrite. Hypocrites in Greek. A hypocrite in the ancient Greek theater is an actor. He is an actress who speaks, who acts through a mask, facial mask, mascara, and therefore hides his or true feelings and identity. And in Matthew's gospel, it comes to refer to people who behave falsely, false interpreters of scriptures, false religious leaders, frauds, and liars. Maririnig natin si Jesus, tinawag niya yung mga eskriba at mga pariseyo na mga hypocrites, mga nagkukunwa. Marinig natin sa Ebanghelyo ngayon, bukas, at sa araw ng Miyerkules. A spouse who commits adultery, violates his or her marital vow, he is or she is a fraud because he or she acts falsely in front of his spouse and children. Ganon din sa mga nasa pamahalaan. If they practice corruption, they violate their oath of office. An athlete does the same. If he or she does not play fairly, violates his oath of sportsmanship. He should either be removed from the game or banned from the game or from a game season. Clerics and religious, if we violate our oaths, our vows, our promises, punishment by restriction, by suspension, by removal, by reduction to the lay state. Jesus insists that we be truthful, we be honest, not simply neutral. In another gospel episode, our Lord said, "Say yes when you mean yes, and no when you mean no, and other than that is from the evil one." Our Lord called the scribes and the Pharisees in today's gospel frauds and hypocrites because they were dishonest, they were liars, they were false. And if Jesus only knew how to speak our language, He would have said, "Magpakatotoo kayo." We have often heard of the saying, honesty is the best policy. And the greatest advantage of speaking the truth is that you don't have to force yourself to remember what you said. Ating baunin itong mahalagang aral. If it is not right, don't do it. If it is not true, don't say it.